Lord B and Jester talking about everything from crystals, vibrations, comics, technology, cartoons, magic, meditation, herbal remedies, etc. Whatever comes to mind, just going on tangents and rambling on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the one and only SSW, the Start Static Wrestling Podcast, where we cover all elite wrestling shows and pay-per-views. This is the Fight for the Fallen AfterCast. I'm your host, Jester D. Wild One, and tonight, my special guest referee, weighing in at infinity pounds, Lord B.
What is up, everybody?
So we just got done watching Fight for the Fallen. It started out really quick and fast, and there was a lot of, a lot of speed and oh my god moments, and it kind of fell off a little bit towards the end. But,
yeah, became predictable, I would say.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So the 45-minute buy-in started off, and I was looking at the stage and stuff, and, it seems like they're reusing a lot of the stuff from previous pay-per-views, and I really hope that All Out doesn't have that, like the chandelier.
Mm.
And the fact that they had stairs again was kind of weird.
There were only a couple, though.
Right, it wasn't as many as, like, All In. But, yeah, I noticed one wrestler almost fell over. That's for sure. Like, going backwards, he almost fell on the stairs. Like, why didn't they just make it one giant ramp?
Yeah, I didn't really understand it, other than maybe there was something under it that didn't line up right, so they had to add them.
Right.
But I don't know.
Well, and this time they had one entrance instead of two. I like the two entrance thing.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium that they were at was pretty cool. It looked kind of neat. It was a very unique setup.
Yeah, it had that one wall that was like nobody was there, but they were, they had that tier up with ground floor right next to it, and we were, as we were watching over here, we were like, what? Why would you pay for those seats when you could be right there and not risk getting hit by anything? I'm like, that's
Right.
where I would want to be a little bit, I mean, some of those spots got really close, and there were a couple spots like towards the end where I'm like, oh man, that guy is so close to getting kicked out because he put his his hand on the back of one of the guys, and it's like, man, that was
kind of crazy.
That's not what you do. That's not what you do.
Didn't that one dude kiss what is it?
Yeah, Sabian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kissed like a crowd member or something.
That was crazy. I did like the hole in the wall, like it looked like it was busted through. I don't know if you saw that on the side of the wall. That was pretty cool.
That was a pretty cool effect.
Right.
I like that.
It was overall like an interesting set, I think. I like the giant Titantron, I still think the two entrance thing is neat. So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they kicked that in, that was pretty cool.
I also noticed, like, it looked pretty cool in the daylight, and then it got dark, and it looked even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I commented on that, too, over here. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, let's get into the first match in the buy-in. It was Peter Avalon, the librarian, versus Sonny Kiss. I don't know about the librarian. It could be a good heel. I guess I don't really like the girl as the librarian. She's kind of unimpressive.
I mean, she's got cool hair. I didn't really understand some of it. I mean, she put Sonny Kiss back in at that one stage,
Right, and I thought that
he seemed pretty upset about that. I mean, it was cool. It kept the fight going, but
it seemed a little botched, though, like she wasn't fully in it, like pushing her and stuff. Like, she let her roll, and, it's those kind of things. It's like, you got to get a little bit better at that. You got to, like, put some effort into it.
Yeah. So, seemed acted a little bit, but...
So, Sonny Kiss, I don't really know what to think about it. I mean, I like the character and stuff, and he is agile as fuck. Like, I was pretty impressed by some of the moves. And, you know, she won with that splits off the top rope. And that was pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, that split drop right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, the aesthetic, the flair that she had, you know, it was just, it's kind of cool. Like, the first thing I thought, you know, and I don't mean this in any, like, weird way, I was like, Dennis Rodman hair, you know.
Right, yeah.
That's just the first thing it reminded me of, and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool.
It's got some flair.
You know? I like it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I gave it 3 stars.
It fit pretty well.
I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah,
it was good.
The fight all out, yeah. Like, all in all, that battle itself was, I give it 3.5, just because the agility and all the random shit they were doing, the outside and the inside, and I think it was pretty good for that buy-in section.
Right, and I think Peter Avalon is a pretty decent wrestler. The whole librarian, I like the thing and stuff, but the girl attached to it, I don't like that. I think it could be a good solo thing, but overall. After the match, did you hear the audio squeal? By chance?
I heard something. I wasn't sure what it was, because then after that, during that next match, was that weird glitchiness where suddenly there's code and subtitles across the screen that, you know,
that got super annoying.
Kind of ruined a little bit of it, but I mean, it didn't really take away from the battle, because I don't think they realized it until the next fight started. But that's
right. But at least that was during the buy-in, and it wasn't during the actual fight for the phone.
Yes.
So the next part was the promo, and I felt like the host seemed new and nervous a little bit. But, you know, hey, respect for the whole gun violence thing. That's huge. That gives me a lot of props to them. I thought Dustin did a really good promo. Cody seemed to not... He was just trying to remember his lines. But...
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he kind of, you know, would look off a little bit, like, you know, and stutter over a word or whatever. But, I mean, he did great. He said what was needed to be said, and what everyone needed to hear and stuff. And even, you know, Dusty put in his little bit too. And I thought it was really cool. I mean, for what they were doing, I mean, that was probably like a spontaneous speech is kind of how it looked laid out. Like, okay, we have to say something. Let's throw it together and, you know, do it right, you know. And I think they did great. And, you know, I'm really proud of them for, you know, doing that. I mean, that's really cool.
I think it's
for
awesome.
How they did that. And especially since this one was free again, you know, it was almost like the proceeds went this way, you know, and it was really cool. And I don't know if we're going to say what, you know, how much it was. I mean, we can say that till the end.
Yep.
But it was good. It was good. It was cool.
So the next match was Dr. Britt Baker and Riho versus Nakajima and B. Priestley. Yeah. And she was holding a mask. I don't understand why she was holding a mask, B. Priestley, when she came out. But I thought Nakajima's entrance was fucking awesome. I got really excited for Riho. Britt Baker, still don't know what to expect with her. I mean, she came out and, what did she do? She tried to tag the other a girl. And I'm like, on this episode of, was that racist? Because they're both Japanese, you know?
Yeah, the only thing that I got from the mask is if you slide into the AEW roster and see everyone who's signed on, in that, she's wearing a mask. So I think she was trying to break out of it. Like, it was her initial thing, but then she, you know, put it down like, hey, you know, I'm not going to wear it every time or something along those lines. Because if you look at her, you know, main thing, #AllElite, she's wearing a face mask. She wasn't wearing like a whole cap and cowl like Lucha brothers, but she, you know, in the main, you know, screen where it's her, you know, her poster, she's got like a face mask on.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You know, so maybe I don't really know entirely, you know, I don't know backstory to her or anything like that, but that's what I took from it was,
right.
I'm not going to wear it every time, you know.
She also reminded you of China, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, I said China Junior.
Yeah,
she just kind of had that, a little beastly, but also the domineering face. You know, she just had that look on her like, I'm not going to take shit, and I'm going to step on your face if I need to.
She had a lot of good power punches and stuff, too.
Yes, that was one thing I said the whole time. I'm like, man, if this was like the SmackDown game for PS4 or Xbox, she's all power moves. Like everything was like a super punch or a super kick, or you know, it was really cool.
But going back to those Japanese girls, man, they were showing me moves that I haven't never seen before. Like they're so quick and fast and fluid. It's awesome. Props to them.
Yes.
Britt Baker was the unimpressive person in that whole thing. She needs to work on it. You know, good thing it was on the free thing in the YouTube, the buy-in, because you know she was sloppy. Mm-hmm. She was waiting, and it made this match slow. She had a lot of botched moves. The Sling Blade was a thumbs up, and you know between her and B, there was a good slugfest going down. And I even have it wrote down here, damn flying knee by B. Priestley off that top rope. Holy shit. It was awesome.
Yeah, and the one thing I would say on the agreement scale is the hesitation is what it looked like to me. Mm-hmm. It was like, am I doing it right? Did I do it? Should I do it? Wait. And then she got knocked down, or she would throw her punch. Mm-hmm. And it made it look staged a couple times because of her hesitation. Right. Whether it was or not, it just the choreography side, if you looked at it that way, it looked like she wasn't entirely sure what was about to go down. But I mean, just to jump to the after the match when it just became a crazy brawl, that was fucking. I was like, oh my god, I'm in. Like, let's watch this. This is cool.
Right, which was a great thing for All Out.
Yeah.
Awesome Kong versus her sister or whatever.
Yeah, and even the announcers said it. They're like, this is the first time these two have ever faced each other, and you could feel the hate. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think they'll ever be on the same team together because of this little match here. And they're like, this is the first time they faced it. This is the first time they've gone together. The other ones, and it's like the first time they're on their own teams, first time working together with this person, and you could feel the rage going across the corners.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Definitely. Did you notice the move when Bree was in the corner and Britt was running towards her to go kick her, and both their feet collided?
Yes.
It was like a really weird kick, and she rose her leg up, and they both connected at the foot, and it just seemed so awkward.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Dragon Ball Z where suddenly there's a wave of energy that blasts off. That's the vibe I got. Was about the, you canceled each other out. It just looked weird.
Yeah, Britt seemed tired.
Kind of neat, but
right.
Yeah,
the heat and stuff.
She did get beat down. I mean, fighting. She was. Damn it.
Is Florida?
I apologize, but. It's their names, and I'm mixing them up, and I apologize, but I think she was fighting Nakajima, okay. And I think that was the one that wasn't her partner, but it was. I mean, she was 15 hits ahead at all times, So I mean, you can't really blame her for getting tired like that because it was nonstop from every angle. It was crazy, and then when you would kick in front of you, she went between your legs and came up behind you off the rails. It was like, what the fuck? How are you over there already? It's really cool.
I really liked
that. I like that fight.
Nakajima's fucking outfit and her, just the style.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I wanted to bring up is props to the video.